Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's lecture on project management for innovative teams. Today's focus is on understanding why teams sometimes fail, how to build disciplined teams, and practical models to manage projects successfully. Project management is both an art and a science, especially when leading teams tasked with innovation. Innovative teams are unique. They thrive on creativity, diverse perspectives, and adaptability, but they also face challenges like misalignment or conflict. Whether you're working on a class project, a startup venture, or a corporate initiative, the principles we'll cover today will equip you to lead teams that deliver results. Why is this topic important? In today's fast-paced world, organizations rely on teams to solve complex problems and drive innovation. Yet, many teams struggle to meet their goals due to poor planning, unclear objectives, or ineffective processes. By mastering project management, you can turn a group of individuals into a cohesive, high-performing team that achieves breakthroughs. Our lecture will cover several key areas. We'll start by examining why teams don't work and what pitfalls to avoid. Then, we'll explore the discipline of teams, focusing on what makes them successful. We'll dive into two practical models, the DP model for structured project management and the focus model for problem solving. Finally, we'll discuss the team analysis paper, connecting these concepts to reflective learning. Throughout this lecture, I encourage you to think about your own experiences in teams. Have you been part of a project that went off track? What made it successful or challenging? We'll draw on research and real-world examples to make these ideas concrete, giving you tools to apply in your own projects. As future leaders, you'll likely manage teams in diverse settings. The skills we'll discuss, setting clear goals, managing processes, and fostering collaboration, are universal. My goal is to leave you with a clear framework for leading innovative teams and avoiding common pitfalls. Let's set the stage for a deep dive into effective project management. Let's move to our agenda slide, where we'll outline a roadmap for today's discussion. Get ready to explore how to make your teams not just functional, but truly innovative. This slide provides a roadmap of the key topics we'll cover, each designed to build your skills in leading teams to achieve innovative outcomes. Let's walk through what's ahead. First, we'll explore why teams don't work. Many teams fail to deliver, and understanding these pitfalls is the first step to avoiding them. We'll look at common issues like poor membership choices or lack of direction and how to address them proactively. Next, we'll discuss the discipline of teams. What makes a team truly effective? We'll cover the importance of a shared purpose, specific goals, agreed-upon strategies, and mutual accountability, core elements that transform a group into a high-performing unit. Then, we'll dive into the DP project management model. This 5-step process, define, analyze, plan, execute, evaluate, provides a structured approach to managing projects. It's particularly useful for innovative teams, where clarity and adaptability are critical. We'll break down each step with practical examples to show how it works in real-world settings. We'll also explore the focus model, a streamlined framework for problem-solving in teams. This model helps teams frame problems, organize effectively, collect and understand data, and solve challenges collaboratively. It's a great complement to the DP model, especially for creative projects. Finally, we'll discuss the team analysis paper, which ties these concepts to reflective learning. Using Kolb's experiential learning model, you'll learn how to analyze your team experiences, draw insights, and apply them to future projects. This reflective practice is key to becoming a better leader. As we go through these topics, think about your own team experiences. Maybe you've been in a group where unclear goals led to chaos, or perhaps you've seen a team succeed because of strong leadership. These concepts will help you understand what went right or wrong and how to improve. By the end of this lecture, you'll have a toolkit for managing innovative teams, from setting a clear direction to evaluating outcomes. These skills will serve you in school, work, and beyond. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll start by examining why teams often struggle and how to avoid those traps. Get ready to dive into the world of effective team leadership. Let's dive into our first major topic: why teams don't work. Understanding the common pitfalls that derail teams is crucial for anyone aiming to lead innovative projects. This slide outlines 5 key strategies to avoid these issues, ensuring your team stay on track and deliver results. First, be ruthless about membership. Team composition is critical. Choose members based on their skills, commitment, and fit for the project's goals, not just availability or popularity. A poorly chosen member can disrupt dynamics or derail progress. For example, including someone who lacks the necessary expertise might slow down an innovative project, while a diverse, skilled team can spark creativity. Second, set a compelling direction. Teams fail when they lack a clear, inspiring goal. A vague or uninspiring direction leads to confusion or disengagement. Imagine a team working on a new product without a shared vision. They might pull in different directions, wasting time and energy. A compelling direction aligns everyone toward a common purpose. Third, embrace your own quirkiness. Innovative teams thrive on unique perspectives. Encourage members to bring their authentic selves, including their unconventional ideas or approaches. Suppressing individuality can stifle creativity, while embracing it fosters innovation. For instance, a team member's quirky suggestion might lead to a breakthrough solution. Fourth, focus on group processes. Poor communication, unclear roles, or ineffective meetings can doom a team. Establish clear norms for how the team operates, how decisions are made, how conflicts are resolved, and how progress is tracked. Without these, even talented teams can falter. Think about a group project where no one knew who was responsible for what. Chaos, right? Finally, protect your deviant, the skeptic or critic who challenges the status quo. These voices are vital for innovation, as they question assumptions and push the team to think differently. However, they're often sidelined or silenced. As a leader, create space for their input. For example, a skeptic might point out a flaw in a project plan that others missed, saving the team from failure. These strategies address the root causes of team dysfunction. By being intentional about membership, direction, individuality, processes, and critical voices, you can avoid common traps. Reflect on your own team experiences. Have you seen these issues play out? Our next slide will explore what makes a team disciplined and effective, building on these ideas. Let's keep going. Now that we've covered why teams fail, let's explore what makes them succeed, which is the discipline of teams. This slide outlines the core elements that transform a group into a high-performing, innovative team. These principles are essential for anyone leading a project, whether in school, work, or a startup. First, a common purpose is the foundation. This is a shared, meaningful goal that unites the team. It's not enough to have a vague objective. The purpose must be clear and inspiring. For example, a team developing a sustainable product needs a purpose like reducing environmental impact through innovative design. This keeps everyone aligned and motivated. The purpose must be meaningful and motivating. It should resonate with team members' values and inspire them to go above and beyond. Imagine a team tasked with improving community health. The purpose of enhancing lives through accessible care can drive passion and commitment, making the work feel significant. Next, specific performance goals are critical. These are concrete, measurable targets that guide the team's efforts. Using the SMART framework, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, ensures clarity. For instance, instead of improve sales, a SMART goal might be increase sales by 10% in 6 months through targeted marketing. This gives the team a clear target to aim for. An agreed-upon strategy is another key element. The team must collectively decide how to achieve its goals, ensuring everyone understands and supports the approach. For example, A software development team might agree to use agile methodology to deliver regular updates. This alignment prevents confusion and keeps the team focused. Finally, mutual accountability ties it all together. Team members must hold each other responsible for their contributions, fostering a culture of trust and commitment. This means everyone is invested in the team's success, not just their own tasks. For instance, if one member falls behind, others step in to support or address the issue, ensuring the team stays on track. These elements, purpose, goals, strategy, and accountability, create a disciplined team that can innovate effectively. Think about a successful team you've been part of. What made it work? Likely, these principles were in play. As leaders, your job is to instill this discipline in your teams. Let's move to the DP model, where we'll see how to structure projects to achieve these disciplined outcomes. Keep these principles in mind as we explore a practical framework for managing innovative teams. We're now diving into the DP project management model, a 5-step framework for leading innovative teams. This slide focuses on the first step: define the project. Getting the step right sets the foundation for success, ensuring your team is aligned and focused from the start. Defining the project begins with creating a formal project statement. This should be short, simple, and unambiguous, clearly outlining the project scope, resources, and schedule. A famous example is NASA's Apollo mission: put a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth by the end of the decade at a cost of $9 billion. The statement is clear, concise, and sets expectations for what's achievable. Next, define the major objectives. These are the high-level goals that guide the project. For example, if your team is developing a new app, objectives might include: create a user-friendly interface or launch within 6 months. Clearly spelling out expected outcomes, deliverables, and objectives ensures everyone understands the project's purpose. Defining the scope, what's in and what's out, is critical. Without a clear scope, projects can spiral out of control. For instance, if your team is designing a website, decide whether it includes e-commerce features or just informational pages. This prevents scope creep, where the project grows beyond its original intent. Finally, get commitments from team members. Ensure everyone understands the project and is fully committed to its success. This might involve a kickoff meeting where you discuss the project statement, objectives, and scope, confirming that each member is on board. This buy-in creates accountability and sets a collaborative tone. Let's consider a scenario. Imagine a student team tasked with organizing a campus event. A clear project statement like, host a sustainability fair by April at a budget of $5,000, defines the scope and timeline. Objectives might include securing vendors and promoting the event. By agreeing on these upfront, the team avoids confusion later. This step is about clarity and alignment. Without a well-defined project, teams can waste time or pursue conflicting goals. As leaders, your role is to ensure this foundation is solid, setting the stage for the next steps in the DP model. Reflect on a project you've worked on. Did it have a clear definition? How did that impact the outcome? Our next slide will cover setting up project norms, building on this foundation. Let's keep exploring how to manage innovative projects effectively. We've defined the project in the DP model, and now let's move to setting up project norms. This slide focuses on establishing the day-to-day operations that keep a project on track. Norms are the rules and processes that guide how innovative teams function, ensuring smooth collaboration and progress. First, determine how the project will operate daily. This includes setting norms for meetings, updates, and communication. For example, decide how often the team will meet, weekly or bi-weekly, and how updates will be shared, perhaps via email or a shared platform. Clear norms prevent chaos and keep everyone aligned. Next, establish official processes for logging, reviewing, and updating progress on issues. Use tools like project management software or shared documents to track tasks and milestones. For instance, a team working on a marketing campaign might use a shared spreadsheet to log tasks and deadlines, ensuring transparency. Setting norms for disagreements and unresolved issues is also critical. Define escalation procedures. How will conflicts be resolved if the team can't agree? For example, you might agree to escalate unresolved issues to a team leader or stakeholder after a set period. This prevents disputes from stalling progress. Creating a common collection point for all project documentation is another key step. The central hub should include the project overview, objectives, roles, responsibilities, work plan, data, and early drafts of deliverables. A shared drive or platform like Google Docs ensures everyone has access to the latest information, reducing miscommunication. Let's imagine a scenario. A student team organizing a charity event sets norms like weekly meetings with a fixed agenda, updates via a shared app, and a rule that conflicts go to the team leader if unresolved after 24 hours. They store all plans and drafts in a shared folder. These norms keep the team organized and focused. These practices are essential for innovative teams, where creativity can sometimes lead to disorder. Without clear norms, even the best defined project can falter due to miscommunication or unclear roles. As leaders, your job is to establish and enforce these norms to maintain momentum. Think about the team you've been part of. Were there clear norms? How did they impact the project? Our next slide will cover the analyze step of the DP model, where we'll dive into problem solving and data collection. Let's keep building our project management toolkit. We're continuing with the DP model, and this slide focuses on the analyze step. Analyzing the problem is critical for innovative teams, as it ensures decisions are based on solid evidence rather than assumptions. Let's explore how to define, collect, and analyze data to drive project success. First, define the potential problem. What challenges or obstacles might the project face? This requires a clear understanding of the project's objectives and scope. For example, if your team is launching a new product, a potential problem might be low customer interest. Defining this upfront helps focus your analysis. Next, collect unbiased data. Use methods like surveys, observations, or interviews to gather information. Be mindful of sampling bias. Ensure your data represents the relevant population. For instance, if you're surveying customers, include the diverse group to avoid skewed results. You can also use published or public data, like industry reports, to supplement your findings. Once you have the data, analyze it. Use tools like graphs, charts, or percentages to make sense of the information. For example, a chart showing customer preferences can highlight trends. Involving an expert or key stakeholder in the evaluation can provide deeper insights. Their expertise can help you draw evidence-based conclusions, ensuring your analysis is robust. Let's consider a scenario. Imagine a student team planning a campus event. They identify a potential problem: low attendance. They collect data through a student survey, observe turnout at similar events, and review past event reports. By analyzing this data, they find that students prefer evening events, leading to an evidence-based decision to adjust the schedule. This step is crucial for innovative teams, as it grounds creative ideas in reality. Without proper analysis, teams risk pursuing flawed solutions or missing key insights. As leaders, your role is to ensure data collection is thorough and conclusions are well supported. Reflect on a project you've worked on. Did you analyze the problem systematically? How might better data have changed the outcome? This analytical approach sets the stage for effective planning, which we'll cover next. By grounding your project in evidence, you increase the chances of success. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss the plan step of the DP model, focusing on creating a work breakdown structure and assigning tasks. Keep thinking about how these steps apply to your own projects. We're moving forward with the DP model, and this slide covers the plan step, specifically creating a work breakdown structure, WBS. Planning is where innovative teams translate their analysis into actionable steps. A well-crafted plan ensures clarity, accountability, and progress toward project goals. The first step is to identify specific tasks that need to be completed. Break the project into manageable pieces. For example, if your team is developing a mobile app, tasks might include designing the interface, coding the backend, and testing the product. Each task should be clear and distinct. Next, identify tasks and subtasks. Break larger tasks into smaller, detailed steps. For the app example, designing the interface might include subtasks like creating wireframes, selecting colors, and getting user feedback. This granularity makes the project less overwhelming and easier to track. Assign owners for each task. Every task needs a responsible team member to ensure accountability. For instance, one team member might own the wireframe design, while another handles coding. Clear ownership prevents tasks from falling through the cracks. Estimate how long each task will take. This helps create a realistic timeline. Be thorough. Consider potential delays or dependencies. For example, coding can't start until the design is approved. These estimates guide the project schedule and resource allocation. Define who is going to do what by clearly outlining roles and responsibilities. This ensures everyone knows their contribution and how it fits into the bigger picture. For example, the team leader might oversee coordination, while others focus on specific deliverables. Finally, gain commitment and buy-in from the team. Discuss the plan together, address concerns, and ensure everyone agrees to their roles. This buy-in fosters ownership and motivation. For instance, a team meeting to review the WBS can confirm that everyone is aligned. Imagine a student team organizing a fundraiser. Their WBS includes tasks like securing the venue, promoting the event, and managing donations. Each task has an owner, a time estimate, and clear responsibilities. The structured plan keeps the team focused and efficient. Planning is critical for innovative teams, as it channels creativity into actionable steps. Without a clear plan, even the best ideas can falter. As leaders, your job is to create a WBS that's detailed yet flexible, setting the stage for successful execution. Let's move to the next slide, where we'll discuss developing a project schedule based on this plan. Think about your own projects. How could a WBS have helped? Let's keep building our skills. We've created a plan with a work breakdown structure, and now let's move to the next step in the DP model, developing a project schedule. This slide explains how to turn your plan into a timeline that keeps your innovative team on track and aligned with project goals. Start by creating a schedule based on the project deadline. The deadline sets the overall time frame, so work backward to allocate time for each task. For example, if your project must be completed in 3 months, determine how much time each task in the WBS can take to meet that deadline. Next, identify dependencies between tasks. Some tasks must be completed before others can begin. For instance, in a product launch, market research must be done before designing the product. Mapping these dependencies ensures the schedule reflects the logical flow of work. Use task time estimates and dependencies to create a schedule, often visualized as a Gantt chart. A Gantt chart shows tasks, their durations, and dependencies over time, making it easy to see the project's flow. For example, a Gantt chart for a student event might show tasks like book venue and create posters, with dependencies like posters can't be printed until the design is approved. Let's consider a scenario. A team developing a new website has a 6-month deadline. Their WBS includes tasks like designing the layout, coding the site, and testing functionality. They estimate design takes 1 month, coding 3 months, and testing 1 month, with coding dependent on design completion. Their Gantt chart maps these tasks, showing overlaps and dependencies, ensuring a realistic timeline. This step is crucial for innovative teams, as it balances creativity with structure. Without a schedule, teams risk missing deadlines or rushing tasks, compromising quality. A good schedule is flexible enough to accommodate unexpected issues but firm enough to maintain momentum. As leaders, your role is to ensure the schedule is clear, communicated, and agreed upon. Regularly review it with the team to stay aligned. Think about a project you've worked on. Did a clear schedule help or hurt? A well-crafted schedule is the backbone of effective execution, which we'll cover next. Let's move to the execute step of the DP model, where we'll discuss how to bring the plan to life. Keep reflecting on how these tools can improve your team projects. We're now at the execute step of the DP model, where the planning pays off, and your innovative team brings the project to life. This slide outlines how to keep the team focused, monitor progress, and handle challenges to ensure successful execution. First, keep the team focused on the larger mission and objectives. It's easy for teams to get bogged down in details, losing sight of the big picture. Regularly remind everyone of the project's purpose. For example, if you're launching a new product, emphasize how it will solve customer problems. This focus maintains motivation and alignment. Monitor progress with regular status updates on specific responsibilities and deadlines. Use meetings or tools like project management software to track tasks. For instance, a weekly check-in where each member reports on their tasks keeps everyone accountable and identifies issues early. Make adjustments for unexpected problems. No project goes perfectly. Issues like resource shortages or technical glitches can arise. Be prepared to change the scope, eliminate dependencies, or add resources. For example, if a key task is delayed, you might reassign team members to speed it up. Managing scope creep is critical. Projects can easily grow beyond their original mission if new ideas or tasks are added without control. For instance, a team designing a website might be tempted to add extra features, delaying the launch. Stick to the defined scope unless changes are justified and agreed upon. Let's imagine a student team organizing a conference. They hold weekly meetings to track tasks like securing speakers and promoting the event. When a speaker cancels, they adjust by quickly finding a replacement, staying within the original scope. Regular updates on flexibility keep the project on track. Execution is where innovative teams shine, but it's also where challenges emerge. As leaders, your job is to maintain focus, ensure accountability, and adapt to issues without losing sight of the goal. This step tests your ability to balance structure with creativity. Think about a project you've worked on. How did the team handle execution? Were there issues that could have been managed better? These lessons will help you lead effectively. Our next slide will discuss a common execution problem and how to avoid it. Building on these ideas, let's keep exploring how to execute projects successfully and keep your innovative team moving forward. As we continue with the DP model, this slide addresses a common execution problem that can derail innovative teams: the tendency to blame individuals for identifying issues that cause delays. Understanding and addressing this issue is key to maintaining a healthy team dynamic and ensuring project success. The problem starts when team members discover issues that will delay the project, such as a technical glitch or resource shortage. Often, leaders or team members react negatively, unintentionally conveying that the person who found the problem is to blame. This creates a culture where identifying issues is seen as unwelcome, discouraging transparency. When people feel punished for raising problems, they start sweeping things under the rug. Small issues go unreported, accumulating until they compromise the project. For example, a team developing an app might ignore a coding bug to avoid blame, only for it to cause a major failure later. This lack of openness stifles innovation and problem solving. To avoid this, leaders must foster a culture where identifying problems is valued, not penalized. Encourage team members to report issues early, framing them as opportunities to improve. For instance, if a team member flags a delay in securing materials, thank them for their vigilance and work together to find a solution. Let's consider a scenario. A student team planning a fundraiser discovers that their venue was unavailable. Instead of blaming the member who found out, the leader praises their diligence and adjusts the plan, perhaps finding a new venue. This approach keeps the team collaborative and focused. As leaders, your role is to create psychological safety, where team members feel safe to speak up. Regularly ask for updates on potential issues and model constructive responses. This not only prevents problems from escalating but also encourages innovative thinking, as team members feel free to experiment without fear. Reflect on your own team experiences. Have you seen issues hidden to avoid blame? How could a different approach have helped? By addressing this execution problem, you ensure your team stays proactive and resilient. Key traits for innovation. Our next slide will cover running effective meetings, a practical tool for maintaining team alignment during execution. Keep thinking about how to create a team culture that embraces challenges and drives success. We're continuing our exploration of the DP model, focusing on a key execution tool, running effective meetings. This slide outlines best practices for meetings that keep innovative teams aligned, productive, and engaged. Meetings are the heartbeat of project execution, and getting them right is critical. Start and end on time. Respecting everyone's schedule sets a professional tone and ensures efficiency. For example, if a meeting is set for 10 a.m., begin promptly, even if not everyone is present. This encourages punctuality and maximizes time. Don't recap for latecomers. Recapping disrupts the flow and rewards tardiness. Instead, share notes or updates later. This keeps the meeting focused and respects those who arrived on time. For instance, if someone joins a project meeting late, they can review the recorder's notes afterward. Use an agenda and circulate it beforehand. An agenda outlines the meeting's purpose, topics, and time allocations. Sharing it in advance allows team members to prepare, ensuring productive discussions. For example, an agenda for a product launch meeting might include updates on design, marketing, and testing, with specific time slots. Stick to time allocations. If the agenda assigns 10 minutes to discuss a topic, keep to it. This prevents meetings from dragging on and ensures all items are covered. A facilitator can gently steer the conversation to stay on track. Have a recorder take notes. Designate someone to capture key points, decisions, and action items. This creates a record for reference and ensures clarity. For instance, notes from a student team's event planning meeting might list who's responsible for securing sponsors, summarize major decisions and action items at the end. This reinforces what was agreed upon and who's responsible for what. For example, Sarah will finalize the budget by Friday, clarifies next steps. Schedule follow-up meetings to maintain momentum. Let's imagine a team organizing a hackathon. Their weekly meeting starts on time, follows a shared agenda, and includes a recorder. They allocate 15 minutes to discuss coding challenges, 10 for logistics, and 5 for action items. The structure keeps the team focused and productive. Effective meetings are essential for innovative teams, as they ensure alignment and progress. As leaders, your role is to facilitate meetings that respect time, encourage participation, and drive results. Think about the meeting you've attended. What made it effective or not? Our next slide will cover the evaluate step of the DP model, where we'll assess project outcomes and learn from the experience. Let's keep building our project management skills. We've reached the final step of the DP model. Evaluate the results. This slide focuses on assessing your project's outcomes and learning from the experience, a critical step for innovative teams. Evaluation ensures you understand what worked, what didn't, and how to improve. Start by evaluating project outcomes against SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound. Did the project meet its objectives? For example, If your team's goal was to launch a website with 1,000 users in 3 months, measure the actual user count and compare it to the target. This quantifies success. Next, assess the effectiveness of team processes. Review how the team collaborated, communicated, and managed tasks. Were meetings productive? Did norms hold up? For instance, if conflicts stall progress, note that as an area for improvement. This reflection strengthens future teamwork. Conduct a post-mortem or debrief session to learn from the experience. Gather the team to discuss what happened, focusing on key questions. What worked? What didn't? For example, a team that organized an event might note that their marketing was effective but logistics were chaotic. Capture these insights systematically. Acknowledging and celebrating good work is also crucial. Recognize team members' contributions to boost morale and reinforce positive behaviors. For instance, praising the member for creative problem-solving encourages innovation in future projects. Celebration builds a culture of appreciation. Communicating key lessons learned is the final step. Share insights with the team and, if relevant, stakeholders. This might involve a report or presentation outlining successes and areas for growth. For example, a student team might document that clear task assignments worked well but communication needed improvement. Imagine a team launching a new app. Their evaluation shows they met their user goal but missed a deadline due to poor scheduling. In a debrief, they discuss how better time estimates could help next time and celebrate the team member who designed a standout feature. These insights guide future projects. Evaluation is vital for innovative teams, as it turns experiences into learning opportunities. As leaders, your role is to facilitate honest reflection and ensure lessons are applied. Think about a project you've completed. How did you evaluate it, and what did you learn? Our next slide will introduce the focus model, a complementary framework for problem solving. Keep reflecting on how evaluation can make your team stronger and more innovative. We've covered the DP model, and now let's explore the focus model, a streamlined framework for problem solving in innovative teams. This slide outlines 5 steps: frame, organize, collect, understand, solve, that help teams tackle challenges effectively. Let's dive into how this model works. First, frame the problem. Clearly define the issue you're addressing, ensuring it's specific and relevant to the project's goals. For example, if your team is developing a product, the problem might be low customer engagement. A well-framed problem focuses the team's efforts and prevents misdirection. Next, organize the team. Assign roles and responsibilities based on the problem and team members' strengths. For instance, one member might lead data collection, while another handles analysis. Clear organization ensures everyone knows their role and contributes effectively. Collect data is the third step. Gather relevant, unbiased information to understand the problem. Use methods like surveys, interviews, or market research. For example, to address low customer engagement, a team might survey users to identify pain points. Avoid biases by ensuring diverse data sources. Understand the data comes next. Analyze the collected information to uncover insights. Use tools like charts or statistical analysis to identify patterns. For instance, survey results might show that customers want faster response times. Involving stakeholders or experts can deepen your understanding. Finally, solve the problem. Develop and implement solutions based on your analysis. For example, if data shows customers need better support, the team might create a new help desk system. Ensure solutions are actionable and aligned with the project's objectives. Let's imagine a student team organizing a workshop with low attendance. They framed the problem as insufficient student interest. Organize roles, e.g., one member handles surveys, collect data through student feedback, understand that timing is an issue, and solve it by rescheduling the event to evenings. The structured approach leads to success. The focus model is ideal for innovative teams, as it balances creativity with rigor. It complements the DP model by providing a problem-solving lens within the broader project management process. As leaders, your role is to guide your team through these steps, ensuring clarity and collaboration. Think about a problem your team faced. How could the focus model have helped? Our final slide will discuss the team analysis paper, connecting these concepts to reflective learning. Let's keep exploring how to lead innovative teams effectively. This slide builds on the model by showing how to use its 4 stages: concrete experience, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation, to structure your team analysis paper and become a better leader. Let's dive into how to apply this learning cycle practically. First, let's revisit the cycle. Concrete experience is about describing a specific team project in detail. For your analysis paper, choose a project, maybe a class assignment or a workplace initiative, and outline what happened. For example, if your team developed a marketing campaign, describe the goals, team composition, tasks, and outcomes. Did you meet your objectives, or did issues like scope creep derail you? The step grounds your analysis in real events. Reflective observation is about interpreting those events. Why did the project unfold the way it did? Reflect on team dynamics, leadership, or processes. For instance, if your marketing campaign missed its target audience, was it due to poor data analysis, focus model, or unclear objectives? DP's a fine step. This stage requires honesty. Don't shy away from identifying failures or successes. Ask questions like, what worked well? What caused friction? Abstract conceptualization involves evaluating your reflections to draw broader lessons. Connect your observations to the concepts we've discussed. If miscommunication was an issue, you might link it to the DP model's norm-setting step, concluding that clear communication norms could have helped. Or, if your team excelled, you might tie it to a compelling direction, as we discussed in Why Teams Don't Work. This step helps you see how theory applies to practice. Active experimentation is about acting on those insights. Propose specific changes for future projects. For example, if poor scheduling was a problem, plan to use a Gantt chart or hold more effective meetings, as outlined in our earlier slides. This step ensures your learning translates into a better leadership. Let's imagine a student team that struggled with a product pitch. You describe the rushed preparation, concrete experience, reflect on unclear roles, reflective observation, evaluate the need for a WBS, abstract conceptualization, and plan to assign clear task owners next time, active experimentation. This process turns experience into actionable growth. As future leaders, applying this cycle to your team analysis paper will sharpen your skills. Reflect on the team project you've done. How could this model help you learn from it? Thank you for engaging with this lecture. Now go apply these tools to lead innovative teams with confidence.